it is, of course, a crispy morning.
Man, that lit up a lot faster than I thought.
It might be because of all the bodies. It might be because of all of the gross excess. It might be because of all of the grease. In either case, it's nice.
We do make our buildings out of, basically paper.
Yeah.
Shows like holding her hands up at a safe distance from the fire and is deriving warmth from it.
Yes. Gaudiness and squid ink. A perfect cocktail of destruction.
I have to say, I only dreamed of this sight. He stares at the fire burning away at the castle where he was once occupying up until now.
You wanted this to burn?
Absolutely.
Oh.
I wasn't here for too long. I actually washed up on a nearby shore and had the luck of being found by this guy, and I kind of just got conscripted. It was an honorary thing. He saved my life, so I told him I told him I would do whatever needed to repay him, and that was a terrible choice of words.
How did that work out?
Well, he kind of looks back at the castle. That.
Why, it reminds me of our relationship. I may not have saved your life, but I saved you from a life of dreariness.
Buru puts a hand on Sunjeba's shoulder. Yeah, hindsight's 20/20, always. But I think you did do the right thing, honoring all that.
Thank you. I certainly did well, he kind of looks at himself. I'm alive, so that's something.
There's something.
Sho wanders back. She's actually roasted marshmallows on the burning castle. She extends one to Buru and one to Sun.
Oh, don't mind me. I've actually been preparing. You see on his horns, he's had like wieners.
I actually got these when I was up north. They're delicious confectionery treats.
This is really good.
Is this some manner of Lancian delicacy?
Actually, yeah. She sort of thrusts one over to you. Here you go. Be careful, it's hot inside.
They're really gooey.
Looks like a sticky pillow.
Based off of all of the descriptions I've just heard of this food, I'm kind of a little hesitant. I'm just like, all right. Thank you. Ow. Oh, it's very sweet.
Buru just like slowly turns. I don't want to eat this anymore.
I like it. This is good.
Simple yet elegant.
Yeah.
Should probably get out of the fire distance.
Oh yeah, there's still a lot of like paper around here. Let's go.
Sho picks up Buru's discarded marshmallow, shrugs. More for me. She starts chewing on it.
Well, I guess we should head on back to the inn. Make sure everybody's doing okay.
And you do so.
Oh God, what the fuck?
So when you come out, however, you step back out to the town, and you see a bunch of people have emerged outwards from the town, people that were cowering till then. They stare, look, and they seem to have been gathering all of the the bodies into a singular spot. And once they come out, suddenly, what? Hey, it's them! And a swarm of them, they all just start crowding over.
Sho pulls out her sword.
Whoa. Buru immediately grabs your hand and like sheathes the sword back in. These are nice folks. They're congratulating you for doing a good job. Are you really not that familiar with this show?
Congratulations are entirely new.
They really
I noticed
start
that they aren't
swarming.
carrying weapons, though, so...
But
They're
they do
all-
come in numbers.
They all start chattering about different questions. All of them are asking, is Tokujin dead? Is what happened? Who are you? Are you from the capital? Can you sign my sword? Stuff like that.
Please.
I saw you try to sneak off to the side, my boy. Get over here. Get some adoration while it's hot.
Yeah. Hideo, you're the great hero who defeated Bunji after all.
Hideo Fumikaze, the famous duelist! They all start crowding and cheering.
My eyes are closed. In some way, I'm far from here. And then, as I hear that, my eyes open very quickly. Yep, that's me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, Tokujin, dead. He's been dealt with. You won't need to worry about him anymore.
Everyone kind of releases a cheer.
Sunjay, Junya here, Buru looks over, kind of scratches the back of his head. He bought the castle, making him maybe your leader, but looks at the burning castle. He seems to have retired?
A man's possessions are his to do with as he sees fit.
Oh, I'm not listen, I'm the last person that's gonna knock that decision at all. I don't know what happens now for these folks.
They all start thinking a bit. Regardless, they kind of move to the side a bit. People kind of ushering. Enough about that. Enough. We owe you drinks. Come on, let's go. Let's go. They all start shuffling you to the end.
Nonsense. If anything, I owe you folks a good dinner. Where's a good kitchen? Come on.
Well, the inn does seem to come with a cooking fire.
Fantastic.
No, a nearby warlord's probably just going to... Nah, we'll not worry about that.
Yeah, Sho walks up behind Hideo. I don't think I like this. All this thinking stuff.
You madman, it's on the token layer.
And you go back in, and you hear the sound of multiple guards cleaning the and trying to help with repairs in the end. Looks like they did come here.
Yeah, Buru stands in the middle. He's just lit this very long pipe and takes a big puff from it. Good, you boys did come back. I'd have found you if you didn't.
They seem to hammer harder on nails than the wood. Fujioka comes on. Yes, these 5 men have been very helpful with repairs. Thank you, Mr. Buru.
Well, of course, not a problem. I mean, I should apologize. Some of this damage is my fault. Sorry for the trouble there.
Oh, no, it's fine. I think in the end you managed to avoid more damage than not.
That's good to hear.
I owe you a cup of tea.
No, hey. You
Yes.
don't owe me anything. Actually, the only thing that I can think of, if you really want to pay me back, let me have access to your kitchen and let me whip something up for the folks outside.
Oh, well, excellent. If you need any supplies, it's right in the closet, and you can use the main cooking fire here to make anything you'd like. He sets that, and he gets ready to lay down the fire again.
Thank you very much. Let's see here. What do we have here? It's like gives a friendly wave to him as he goes in.
People, as a wave kind of come. Some are content to stand outside. Others kind of rush on in and try to get some assistance. If anyone has anything that they want to do particularly, though, please let me know.
Sho's grossed out by the attention. She doesn't know how to feel about any of this.
Junya bends down a little bit to kind of bends his knees so that he's close to eye height with this girl. I hope these uncouth lot haven't given you any more trouble.
Oh, no, they've been very kind. Thank you.
Wonderful.
Yes. a father doesn't do too well with the physical stuff, so having some other people around is very nice.
Yes, servants do make everything easier. Speaking of which, come Hideo. We've got a celebratory lunch.
Oh my god, the horde.
I'm wondering, are these people going to be safe once we leave? Like, there's a whole lot of... you're telling me that there's a whole lot of people sitting here just waiting to be taxed and no lord with which to tax them?
Sounds like free spirits to me. Now that they've been wrenched from the shadow of the tyrannical emperor's representative.
All right.
Jaba kind of steps past. I don't see too much good in their future if they don't get another magistrate down here soon.
That's what I'm saying. And so, I just head over.
The horde of people continues to spill in. Fujioka notices his eyes darting. He steps past and he goes and says some very calm but terse words with the audience and gives them a rundown of privacy and the importance of it. And says that they can return upon the night if they wish. But for now, we all have important things we need to be doing, don't we? I'll take care of it for now. Just, if you have money to leave for them for drinks, I'll gladly cut... They all start throwing down whatever coins and currency they have on the floor, and Fujioka's like, oh, goodness. Eventually, though, they all clear out, marching back out into the streets and going with, anyone who is willing to follow them to grab anything else, go back to work, celebrate in their own, and do all sorts of things. Some of them are even going around and just scavenging from stuff that's been repaired, and people who had fine cloths or trying to refine things that were stolen from them by the local guards and bandits. But regardless of the peasantry's activity, you're all left peacing now.
Shows like in the corner her hair is like wiggling back and forth. She's kind of deflating. Hideo, you're a famous swordsman, right? How do you deal with your actions having consequences and it having an impact on the world at large?
Yeah, Hideo. How do you manage all those eyes on you?
Hideo contemplates death for but a moment. Oh, it's great! It's great. You just have to get used to being a little more gregarious.
I hate this.
Me too. Me too.
Both their completely dead eyes meet for half a second before the ruse pops back up.
Buru just kind of leans down to show. Don't worry. Chances are in your big quest, you'll probably get more eyes on you. If you'd like, you can be the hero and I'll do the talking. If that makes you more comfortable.
She stops and thinks about it for a second. I'm not even sure what words I'd say to people who are like, okay, who come up and want me to sign their sword.
Okay, well, he leans back and takes another big drag off of the puff, or the pipe. Normally, you say, it would be my pleasure, and you sign it. And if people come up to you saying, thank you, what can we do for you? The easiest answer is, no, it was my pleasure. See, just keep using the word pleasure. And you'll be fine. You don't need to give them some long, extravagant answer of like, I did it for the right thing, and yada yada, none of that jazz.
Sho sternly nods, internalizing all of this. She looks over to Junya. June, you're important. How do you deal with, like, your actions having ramifications?
Well, I simply view the world as I wish it to be, and then realize my vision.
You know, you sitting here just reminded me. Hideo has a pretty good point. There's probably going to be a lord looking to take over the place now that, there's an opening. But considering as you bought the castle, you seem lord-ish. Could you just be the lord simply by name so that people don't attack these folks, or?
They might seek to test him anyway.
Lord. Well, it has a certain ring to it, and yet I fear in it the stench of responsibility. I wouldn't want to feel obligated to spend my time here. Certainly not now that I've burned down my castle.
Yeah, I suppose why raise a finger when you can raise your voice?
Or an army.
Buru looks over and nods.
That being said, I suppose I could perhaps arrange for another member of the esteemed Yoshihara family to take these people under their wing.
You know, how long would it take to get one of them here? And one that you can trust that's not going to cause more problems.
My good man, my entire family are the most trustworthy individuals in all of Raoji. I would trust each and every one of them with my life, as indeed I have done since I was but a chick.
Buru leans out of Hideo. So how many of them have you met, and what's your opinion?
They're good people!
Buru narrows his eye.
Show has gone back to roasting marshmallows. Oh, wasn't your family part of the group that wanted to bulldoze my slum or something?
Well, it was an awfully big slum. Next, and a bit, hard on the eyes. That being said, I will gladly accept what other gratitude you might offer for nixing that plan.
She nods and slowly extends another marshmallow to Junya.
I lean over to Buru. And the check's always cash.
That's good, at least.
After all, I couldn't allow them to destroy the place where you and I built so many wonderful memories together.
She nods again and then takes the marshmallow that she was about to eat and hands it to Junya as well.
Perhaps, yes, now that I think about it, perhaps the only dirt I've ever enjoyed rolling around in.
Well,
I'm homesick now.
we've only been gone for like a week. If that.
Maybe for you. I've been out of the country for a while.
That's fair. I'll give you that. Well, we'll go say hi to your mom and dad soon. Or not. I mean, sure.
I apologize for just kind of shadowing this whole thing, but I'm just kind of curious what you all were doing here, and I was hoping to kind of glean that just by listening, but don't really know still.
Yeah, it's been a busy day.
Did Tokujin not pay his taxes or something? He has a problem with that. He had a problem with that.
Yeah, sure did, but he paid back. Joe, this seems more like your territory to explain. Besides, I gotta focus on this. He goes back to cooking.
Sho begins to quietly sweat and reaches into like her pack for the letter she cannot read. Okay. So, we were summoned to this location on on the request of, what was it? The
Godly Council.
The Godly Council. Did anybody want us in particular? I think our letters were actually sabotaged by Tokujin himself.
Yep.
So
Yes, those gross, greasy fingers all over our private business.
I can confirm that, actually. I think so. That kind of makes sense. I remember he was talking about something with letters. Honestly, I try to ignore things that come out of his mouth, but if you say that, then I actually think he did mention something.
Oh.
Because I remember he did have some thing like that. This kind of, he was yelling about it, some squid shit, and I don't know. But
Squid.
yeah, a woman came by one day through town, very, very tall, taller than you, I think. He points at Buru.
My kind of lady.
She came in, talked to Tokujin for about an hour, and then just left. And didn't really give much time for staying, but after that, Tokujin started acting a little weird. And, he also got this new ability thing with, he could cut his finger, he could spread the blood of his body, which was inky black. And
Gross!
yeah, but he could use it to change the writing of tax papers, so it makes sense he could change the writing of letters, I guess.
Does this mean our letters are covered in his blood?
Probably so, yeah.
She drops it.
Just toss it into the fire.
Yeah, not everybody just throws their letters
cooking
into
with
the
this
fire.
fire. Come on.
Tokujin smoking your food!
Smokujin!
If it wasn't such a waste, I'd throw it out.
Do you mean to tell me that he gained this detestable supernatural power and then used it for tax fraud?
Yeah, I did. And in return, they allowed, he sent money and supported her, apparently. He kind of just kept me in a closet.
Yikes. Well,
Yeah.
I'm sorry about your conditions of employment. It's not easy
I can sympathize.
Be not respectful yet, Hideo.
It's not easy being a bodyguard.
It's so wonderful to see that you can sympathize with everyone, Hideo, even if their situations are so utterly dissimilar to your own.
yeah.
Just, looks down for a second. Well, sympathy is important if I'm going to be a hero of the people.
This is like the first time Buru actually frowns at something Hideo says, like, that's rough.
That sounds awful.
That sounds terrible.
It sounds wonderful. Julia
this-
tousles his hair.
So this tall lady that swung on by, when was that about, and any idea where she came from, where she went?
She came a while ago.
Oh,
Must have been a few months back at least.
really?
Yeah, and again, we haven't heard anything. I supposedly a messenger came on by, some man named Mr. Gray, though I've never actually seen him. Again, closet.
This has proven extremely useful. Would they have theoretically messed with our original letters? Because I'm curious about what those actually said.
He kind of looks... I think it's that. He pokes at the letter that you have. It looks like official government documents, but I think they just...
The words were changed.
The words were changed. Magic or something.
Wait a minute. Show, does
Words
that mean
can
that...
change?
Does that mean
Sorry.
that maybe you're not allowed back in the country?
She gets the same expression as Hideo.
Like, I don't want to, worry you with something like that, but it's definitely something to consider.
She definitely, like, she looks down. Well, stands up and just starts to, like, fast walk.
Oh
towards
no,
the door.
Boo immediately grabs her by the cloth. Hang on, let's not freak out. Shoku, come on.
A full minute later, she's sitting back down again and eating marshmallows.
Yeah, eat those squishy things. You seem to like those. Listen, you can trust me. He leans in again real close. I know how to avoid the law pretty good.
I'll take your word for it.
And if I can hide from them, you can. No excuse. He goes back to cooking.
That's fair. She continues eating.
I believe that most likely we were intended to meet with representatives of the Godly Council. I suspect what was changed was the location, that instead of the original destination, Tokujin dragged us out to this backwater.
Hirano's not great.
Well, it's better now.
But why would the Godly Council want to meet with us?
A fine question. I mean, well, there's really no question why anyone would want to meet with me. But why the group?
Of course.
Quite a puzzle.
Of course, the us I was referring to was the three of us.
Normally I'd be offended, but no, you have a point. I have no idea why they'd want me.
Yeah, I was a fugitive in a different country. Why would they want me? You two I can kind of understand because you are a world-renowned swordsman.
Yeah.
Cock's head to the side.
Oh yes, no, you've seen him in action.
Well, of course, we'd be a package deal anyway. I go where Junya goes.
Of course, and June's June, so yeah, that makes sense.
I am.
That actually makes me wonder. Buru delicately takes the letter from Sho. I doubt I can do this, but I'm curious. With my Ledger Keeper abilities and being able, and obviously I've had to manipulate documents before.
Yeah.
With that experience, could I see if there's any hint? Obviously I wouldn't know what the original message was, but see what parts were changed?
Oh, yeah, you absolutely do that.
Oh.
So you kind of, you examine a bit actually using a fire for light, and you kind of look and examine the page. You pull out a little tool, a tool that seems ill-fitting for you and your size and your stereotype. It is a bunch of fine-looking, microscopic tools that you use to examine the paper and the way it is. Even though the ink was changed, you can realize that the indenting on the page is slightly different. The actual pressing of the pen did not occur on the rewrite. Hence, you can kind of see certain areas where the paper has been scarred by the previous pen, yet no ink was left there, because it was moved.
Clever.
So you find a point where, okay, well, first off, Sho, you are allowed to battle in the country. That wasn't touched.
Hey, good news, Sho!
Hair starts to wiggle.
Besides that, they changed the town location. And basically they redirected where you're supposed to be sent, and were then, that was essentially how you got over here. They basically, changed your location to Hirano. Instead of going to where you'd assume, if you wanted to meet with the Godly Council, you'd meet them in the capital, but, apparently that's what they changed. But even if it doesn't make too much sense to meet in Hirano instead of the capital, is anyone to judge the Godly Council's call?
Right.
Okay, well, that's some good news. First and foremost, you are allowed back in the country. They didn't modify that.
Raises her hands, in a slightly excited posture, face remains the same.
Junya applauds politely.
On the other hand, Hideo, if you still have the letter from Buru, you'll notice that all of this is a lie. None of this has been changed because the entire message itself, besides the signature left at the bottom, which was forged, is basically just a letter forged to get Hideo to want to come too.
Yeah, no, this is all garbage.
Oh.
Don't get me wrong, I'm glad to see you. Very excited to see you. But, yeah, no.
You mean they didn't want me?
I don't care what any of them think. You're my garbage.
Buru, pats Hideo on the shoulder. You are maybe the strongest man I've ever met.
I appreciate that.
like emotionally. I'm still stronger than you physically, but emotionally, man, cannot touch that.
Well. All right.
Though you did defeat Bunji quite easily.
That's right. All I had to do was spot a slight flaw in his sword technique and exploit it just so.
Compared to you, everything's a flaw against your style.
What is your style? Like, is it a drawing style?
No, it's a standard, sword forward style. And
dare I say, maybe a secret technique?
A secret technique that involves holding the sword forward. Shaw starts to think about it. Interesting, I can learn a lot.
No, maybe. I wouldn't pay too much attention to it.
It's cool, don't worry about it.
So, where did you learn how to fight with your sword? Sho looks over at Sun.
Yeah, that was a hell of a style you had there.
Oh, yeah. I actually learned that from, a bit east. A bit further east. Land of Mitsudaite's a bit further out. But I actually learned the technique, picked it up there from a monastery sitting on a hill. It's pretty symbolic and all that stuff, but, I learned it from a man named Moon Jaba, and
Really?
he was my father. He was always a little focused on dojo and getting things going, and I had actually set out because, well, I had learned it a lot, but another student ended up taking the actual title from. I guess I just didn't try hard enough or whatever, but I honestly just think it wasn't for me. I'm not too bad at it, but...
No, clearly.
Oh, yeah. I think I just need to actually get practical experience, since I started traveling the world, and that didn't last long. The ship crashed, and then I washed up on a shore, and then I got locked somewhere else.
Well,
So,
I think it's safe to say that you have the freedom to go where you please, kid.
that's true. I'm not sure where to go next. He kind of looks over. Miss Sho, you have experience in foreign places?
Yeah, I was a wanderer for a bit, and let me tell you, the life of someone bound to an ungrateful lord or master is not one that you want. So I'm glad to have freed you from that.
Yeah.
Congratulations!
Yeah. I think I'll be out of the bodyguard profession for a little while.
It's bad.
Seems bad. Traveling better?
Traveling's much better. You can eat what you want, you can sleep where you want, you don't need to put up with unreasonable orders, you don't need to kill people that you don't want to. Getting money's hard. That's not easy anywhere, but I think it's worth it for, the ability to sort of determine your own course, you know? She almost smiles.
I do have a bag full of Tokujin's money, so I might just head off.
Oh, you're set then.
Yeah. What, of all the places you travel to, of everywhere in this giant mega continent of a place, what was your favorite place to stop?
Lancia is alright. If you head up to the northeast enough, you get to a province known as the Land of Lines, which has a bunch of trains. And, yeah, I think I like trains. Just thinking slightly. if you keep going, though, you'll get to a place called the Jaws, which, the Jaws are nice. Big trees. Lots of pine needles that are easy to rest on. Weird thing to say, Sho. She actually gets, like, a distant, look in her eyes. It's easier to sleep outside there, and the people seem nice. So yeah, the Jaws. That's my favorite place.
Huh.
I've decided. She focuses in.
I think I might make a journey to the Jaws then. That might be a bit longer, though. I gotta see a lot of sights. I'll probably get my money stolen a few times or something like that. Have to detour to go fight some bandit or something.
Don't get your money stolen.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Traveling advice number one.
I'll hide my money in places.
I'd offer...
He pulls his little, like, neckband thing and a coin falls out.
Oh, that's actually very clever.
Seems uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would offer you, passage with us, if you so wished, but I'm not sure where we're going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a tempting offer, but sounds like you all have got something pretty important going on.
Maybe.
Maybe.
We're trying to find that out.
Yeah.
Out of character, how far is the capital from here?
The capital actually isn't too far away. It wouldn't be too much of a journey to get on over there. It'll only take like a couple days.
Cool.
Well, maybe what we'll do then is, let's stay here for the night. Just kind of rest our bones a bit. And then in the morning, we'll head out. And in that time frame, Sunjeva, if you want to tag along with us, great. If not, no hard feelings.
Maybe. He considers it. It all depends on what you're doing. I think taking some time away from Raushi would be good, so I have to see. It was a pleasure meeting all of you, though.
Yeah, absolute delight. Hey,
Likewise.
the dinner is ready, and he takes the pot off, and it is going to be some sukiyaki. I decided to Google some old meals, 'cause I don't know shit about cooking. But Buru do.
Well, everyone gets some time for cooking, sitting down, and begins eating their dishes. It is a delicious meal. Quite frankly, for most people, it will be one of the greater dishes they've had. Junya has probably had dishes that compare, but for everyone else, this is still probably the best thing you've ever eaten.
Yeah.
This is good.
Well, thank you, Hideo. I
Junya is,
certainly try my best.
Junia's mixed up the contents of his and added a few marshmallows. With a twist.
Buru just smiles. I see the young lord has a bit of a sweet tooth, it seems.
Well, sampling foreign delicacies and integrating them into one's own repertoire is among the most basic of basics for a noble scion such as myself.
Of course, how foolish of me. My apologies.
Oh, there's nothing at all to apologize for, my good man. It's ever so delightful that you recognize the finer elements of culture.
I think it's important to respect folks.
A man suddenly bursts through the door and kind of stops close of everyone. He seems to be excited, but also a bit nervous, but a lot of emotions seem to be going through his head. Hey, everyone here, I'm sorry for interrupting your dinner. Someone's here to see you. He says,
interesting.
and points only at Hideo.
Me?
Yes.
Why me? Oh, let me go look at that. Why? I wonder why that would be here.
Well, you are a famous swordsman. Who wouldn't want to talk to you?
Yeah, maybe they just want my autograph or something. Let me just go give that to them real quick, and I'll be right back.
You see, standing out, two individuals with swords, different battle-worn men stand, and they
Jesus
stand. The one
Christ.
says, it is you, Hideo Fumikaze. The man approaches. You see the opponent text appears. It says, Duelist Koa Kabashi.
Oh. And, who do I have the honor of, addressing?
Duelist Koa Kabashi.
Koakabashi, huh? I've heard of you. They say that you're the best user of a naginata in this side of Raoji. Or at least they say you're the second best.
I'm here to claim being the first best at that. He pulls out from his back a naginata sword, raises it forward, and holds himself. If you will do the honor of dueling me...
Of course.
Everyone looks excitedly.
I, of course, being the best in Raoji with a naginata, and if someone could hand me... Oh, wait, I know where it is. Silly me, I must have left it inside. I go in. I have not carried a naginata with me since I got here. Excuse me, sir.
Yes?
Can I borrow that broom?
Oh, sure, he hands him the broom.
My thanks.
You don't need to do any cleaning, though, it's fine.
I've got it.
Yeah, clean up the streets, buddy.
Everybody's come out. Yeah, everybody's come outside. We've got our meals. We're all just eating them while watching this happen.
Baru picks up this little kid and plops her on his head so that she can use use his horns as like
Directly
little
onto
handles.
one of the horns.
There you go, kid.
She holds on to both horns and watches.
I walk out with a broom. Are you ready?
Huh? You mean to assault me, Mr. Fumikaze?
Not at all. But if you're the second best, I can't have my title go unchallenged. Not like this. And I hold it in spear. I hold it in like spear form. Ready yourself.
Okay. Ooh. He raises his naginata down and prepares for a duel. He cuts the broom part of the broom handle straight off.
So claps.
The broom gets severed in half very easily. I drop them both. And then I sit there looking down and I put my hand up with one finger extended. And I give him a little tisk tisk. Now, you didn't look behind you.
What? He looks behind him.
And now, I while he's looking behind, I draw my sword.
Oh my god.
It's your turn.
And so, I'm going to strike.
We're all watching this.
like basically what I want to do is I want to kick him, I want to kick him in the back of his legs so that he falls down to one knee, and I just want to like bop him in the head with my sword handle.
Oh, excellent.
Alright, you do that. You bonk him on the head and his face hits the dirt.
Let that be a lesson to you, number 2. It doesn't matter what weapon you have. It doesn't matter what weapon you have if you don't have the most crucial weapon of all. Focus.
He steps forward. Interesting. He drags the guy back, deposits him there, and steps and takes his place.
Oh wait, what? Who are you?
I am Osu! I am the greatest swordsman in all the land in terms of heavy weaponry. At least the second greatest. You've never heard of this guy.
Oh, right. No, I know of you. They say you're the second best heavy weapons user in all of Raoji.
Yes, that is what they say.
Yeah, looks at Baru.
Baru steps up. Oh, man, I'm number 3, actually. This is a little embarrassing, but I don't want to get involved, so it would be an honor, Hideo. And he hands him his Tetsubo. If you used my weapon in this duel.
Of course. My thanks. My thanks. And then I sort of
Big.
it's so heavy and I'm dragging it along, but I'm walking with utmost confidence.
He does too, except he's swinging it around left and right as he approaches.
Are you ready?
Yeah!
All right. Prepare yourself. I don't want to accidentally hurt you.
Don't worry, I'll hurt you instead. He starts moving forward with his sword raised. He moves in, and you notice something. Hey, hang on a second.
Color.
He has a color. He turns yellow somehow? He seems to grin a bit. He brings his sword down.
So yeah, using the Tetsubo as basically like a balance to a certain point. I basically I do it almost like the opposite way that a weapon would normally be wielded, where it's more like the weapon is wielding me, and I'm using the Tetsubo as a central point of gravity to kind of throw him off, and I start swinging myself around on the Tetsubo.
Oh. He gets
to either dodge attacks or alternatively to like use it to sort of launch myself forward to kick him with my legs.
All right, you do give him a kick with the legs, and then it's your turn.
All right, now that he's backed up a little bit, I again using the Tetsubo as like a fulcrum, I'm going to pull myself back and then use it to flip over, and then use that forward momentum to lift the Tetsubo where normally I couldn't, and smash downward on him.
All right. So suddenly you see a swift movement with his right arm.
Oh shit! What?
So he darts forward, moving in with his sword, but his sword's not the hand. You're actually kind of see this coming, but you weren't expecting it from him. He starts to go in with his own cheap blow, a concealed knife in his right hand, and then he stops, and he takes the blow from your sword across the body, and then gets knocked back and falls. He purposely showed that to you, but didn't follow up with it? What? And then you see him, the sword having carved into him. The wound seems to pop and disappear. Everyone around! Truly! He stops, stands up again. He looks, Hideo, thank you. Thank you for giving me the boon of a fight. I have heard of your reputation far and wide, and always wanted to see it for myself. Your honorable sword techniques go without compare. He smiles, and as he smiles, the skin on his face seems to peel off a bit. And his body itself seems to twist and twirl slightly, and the true form is revealed. A billowing cloak of white and red, and a mask upon his face.
Oh, here we go.
Laying on the ground in a dramatic defeated position, let it be known that even though I did play easy on him, Hideo Fumikaze, the legendary warrior, has defeated a god!